Hello everyone. Today I would like to talk about the fountain of truth. And actually very directly I would like to bring forth the imagery of a fountain. Because when you look at a fountain when it's not working, when you go to an old castle in Lisbon, Portugal, where there's just a fountain that's just been there for a while, you see that it's present there, but when it's not working, your vision of the fountain is much different. It's as if it's objective, it has no purpose, it's meaningless. But once the water comes in, the presence of the fountain changes. And so the fountain of truth may be playfully said now to be how man realizes his greater understanding through a more active state of being. And when I say an active state of being, not as in you're just moving around, more in the sense that your experience is integrative in nature. So when you walk, as I am walking now, where there are many trees, you begin to see that life is all around you. It is present, and if you give yourself that permission, just like that fountain of truth, to see the water flowing rather than to see its objectivity, you have the choice of vision. You have the choice of transcending your vision. It's very interesting right now. I'm walking in the gardens of this castle here, and as I'm walking, I could just visualize the world that was here. You were perhaps a prince or a princess, and you would wake up and you would come to this vast garden. And you would say that all this life is here and that you have made yourself a temporary paradise. But to truly see the beauty of that fountain means to also see how it is objective, how it is not flowing in the way it is. So what that means is that sometimes our truth needs to go into a realm where it is being bashed. And at times we are bashing ourselves through self-judgment. Our self-talk at times is at us, because we realize we are the most immediate person we can change rather than our environment. And so the self-talk begins the minute we do an action or an approach towards something. But perhaps the chariots of that time gave the royal family a chance to observe all this heavenly example, let's say this blissful kind of life they had back in the day, through a moment of stillness. In that you sat in that chariot and you passed by and the fountain was moving. And so was everything else, and all those people who perhaps worked in this castle and had no choice but to work in this castle. However, it's a very beautiful world once we begin to see that it is up to us to put the life in our perception. If you do not put the life in your perception, if you do not seek a self-awareness or a sense of clarity within your life, you will see that many years will go by and the fountain will begin to look as if it was a distant memory. And so the fountain of truth requires its movement, it requires its flow, it requires activity. And so sometimes we might look at the objective world and think it's just objective, but it is our engagement, our awareness that is keeping us present here. And so this awareness has a profound ability to perceive within its perception. So what that means is that many people walk and they're just aware that they're here, but you can be aware that you're here more than just the idea you have been thinking you are. And so that is where the profundity of gentle steps will lead you beyond the royalty that blinds itself to then see itself anew. The significance of your imagery is put there by the experiences that are meaningful to you. And it's very important for you to see where the fullness of meaning is coming in your life. What is giving you that sense of active vision? Sometimes a great vision cannot find you if you do not see yourself as a great being. And a great being is not one who is based on condition. It is not one born in a family who has everything provided before one can take the true steps within themselves. And so, if I was to playfully look at life back in that time, I would see that they would see that life was the greatest step, and a step that has not been seen before. That new moments of existence are as profound as can be, regardless whether they are for royalty or not for royalty. What is significant is human experience, and your awareness to that human experience suggests how much you flow within this life process, in the sense that you're not being carried towards destinations that are games of the mind. Find your clarity and find it now. For once the crown comes off, there is no throne. And once the fountain of truth is seen to be working again, there will be no thirst left for a world that fades. Once eternity is found. But I also have a comment, because I'm looking at one of their fountains here, and actually it's not working. Their fountains are kind of strange, actually. But in that strangeness, a magnificent history. Much blessings and namaste.